Spiky Bits. Make sure you stay in the trenches. Help keep our channel ad-free by becoming a supporter over on Patreon and also scoring yourself some free miniature swag in the process. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Check out our site, spikybits.com, for all the hot hobby tutorials, news, rumors on all your favorite hobby topics. And head on over to thelongwar.net. That's the home of the battle reports for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today. What's up, Hobby Maniacs? Baer here today with a look at the new flyers for 40K. It's Death from the Skies week, and of course, everybody's getting a flyer. You get a flyer, you get a flyer, everybody's getting flyers! No, I'm just kidding. Well, not really, because in the new supplement book, it seems like everybody's got a new data sheet, except for the Vendetta. Maybe that's going to be in one of the Forge World supplements, because remember, Imperial Armor Aeronautical is about to be 4 years old this July, I believe. So that may get an update from Forge World. I could definitely see that happening. We also heard that there might be a supplement with Tau and Space Marines, so maybe they'll kind of roll it all into one. Who knows? But, you know, we could talk for hours about stuff like that. Anyways, let's take a look at these models. So these are obviously upgrade sprues. I think this one's 65 and the new Space Marine Stormhawk is 55. With basically it's an addition of one sprue to the existing kit, you know, the Storm Talon or the Blastajet there. Now this one comes with a lot more options. You can make 4 different models out of this, whereas you can only make the 2 different ones out of the Stormhawk one, and then they show you right here. They're like, hey, you can make this, booyah, or you can make these, booyah, 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 you know. So it's kind of cool. I mean, these, I mean, if I was a kid walking in the store and I saw this, I was like, yo, how good are flyers in this game? And you know, you kind of be like, well, we don't know, but but I would buy something like this. I mean, it looks dope. It looks like some sort of dropship out of Aliens 2, you know, in the pipe 5x5 and shit. The box, you know, the boxing's great, you know, all the layouts. Now they got this little citadel thing about, hey, this is our recommended paint scheme. And that's pretty cool because they actually show you like all 3 of the colors, whereas in the past they'd be like, they would show you one color and I'm like, yo, I know that's 3 shades of blue. Get the fuck out of here, GW. You know, like, come on, throw me a bone here, dog. But, you know, it is what it is. So as you open the box, you will notice it actually comes shrink wrapped this time. I'm not exactly sure, but it's got the, you know, the little flip top box. It's not a collector set like we saw with a Mall Crusher, but it is you know, the flip top kind of format. And then here's the instruction manual that shows you how to make the 2 different versions of the jet, and then you get to the sprues themselves. And of course, we've reviewed this before here on the channel. There's definitely a Storm Talon review and unboxing on here somewhere, but here's the new sprue right here, and then you get all the old stuff, the 2 little mini sprues, the cockpit piece, and the stem there. There's a little decal sheet as well. So we're not going to take too much, spend too much time on that one, but we are going to take a look at how it goes together here, right? So here is the steps to make the Stormhawk, and you can see it's very similar to making the Storm Talon, which we actually, I think, did an assembly tutorial as well on the channel for one of the, somebody was getting them. I think like I had to put 6 of these things together for somebody that was running a formation, the Stormwing formation. But anyways, so the little difference here is you got the armored top that kind of switches out there, the armored top assembly, and then there's some little different thruster pieces there, it looks like, and then here you get the different wings that basically cradle the new, because there's actually new assemblies for the jets, because remember, this isn't like a VTOL now, this is like a dedicated like interceptor, so it basically comes out of the ship and then flies around and then gets, you know, magnet clamped back into the ship. Interestingly enough, I don't know if anybody's noticed this, but if you ever take a look at the Ion, the Night Titan, the Ion projector actually projects out of the heraldry shield itself. Like, that's like the fluff behind it. I had no idea until recently. That is where it projects out of. If you look on the back, you take your little heraldry piece, and you can kind of, actually, let me just grab this one over here. So it's kind of like one of those deals where form kind of follows function. So this is the Lancer, which is, you know, the Cerastus one, or the Cerastus pattern. And you notice here that the Ion, the supplemental Ion shield, right, is actually the same shape as the ones that come with, you know, generally with the little plastic ones, right? So it's like, why is that? Well, if you look on the back here, there's actually little, you know, wiring and stuff So if you read all the fluff and everything on Night Titans, it actually projects it out from this little ion, the ion plate that, you know, sits in the front of it, because, you know, it basically turns and then it projects. Supposedly that's the fluff behind it. According to the new Knight Renegade game, if you damage that, that's one of the results, is you no longer have the cover save from the ion shield. So there's a lot of stuff in here that it doesn't seem to make sense, common sense in the real world, but in the 40K world, you know, it's almost like the design actually complements the function of it, which is really cool to see, you know, from an engineering standpoint, which surprisingly enough I have a degree in. But I play and unbox toys all day. Yay! One of them pays better, and I assure you it is not this. But I do get to make my own hours, so that's nice too, and play with cats. Anyways, so now we got these new little winglets right here, and they've got the, you know, the assault cannons, or you can switch it out, and you can put, actually I don't think you can switch that out, but you can put the new Icarus gun in the front, or a last cannon gun on the front. So basically, from here, it's kind of taking a turn away from the Storm Talon, and you're getting all these parts that normally wouldn't be on it, like these rocket pods. They're kind of reconfigured in a different location, which lock onto the new engines, which aren't VTOL. And then you've got these little pieces here that lock in to keep the assault cannon pointing forward. And then the little, I guess those are skids. They weren't supposed to be. I don't know what they are. Maybe they're just, yeah, I guess they just cover up. But according to the fluff, they don't have landing gear. These things never land. They just come out of the orbiting ships and just kind of fly around. And then there's the stats on them right there. There isn't any rules that we haven't seen before. The Icarus storm cannon is basically, you know, on the AA tanks, the stalkers, and assault cannons and everything are pretty much standard. So now on the Orc one, there's actually new rules in that one that we're going to show you here next. So here it is, the Wazbomb Blastajet, which you can also make all three of these fantastic variants depending on how you want to do it, all for $65 US. So, you know, again, if I was a kid in a candy store, hey, this looks dope. Like, what are these orcs about? Are these guys from Lord of the Rings? Well, as it turns out, sort of. Long story, kid. But anyways, if I saw this, I'd be like, yo, look at this. I can make all this stuff. I want it. And then they got, you know, the little paint guides right here, which is kind of new. Hadn't seen that in the past. So, you know, you got all your options, so they don't kind of, I don't know, you know, it was kind of weird to say, like I said, you know, hey, this is just yellow. Well, no duh. There's no way all those yellows are just that one yellow, guys. Come on, you're killing me here. But that's the way it used to be, but it's a little bit better now. So once again, you're gonna unbox this. You're gonna get all your clear pieces that normally came with the Blastajet, which really isn't that new. Here's the new sprue that has all the additions to it, and then your 3 sprues. Now this one was always more expensive than the Storm Talon. That's why it's still 10 bucks more. But there's all your Blastajet sprues, which we've seen in the past. Not gonna spend too much time on those right now. More importantly, we're gonna take a look at the instructions, because there are some new parts in here. And there's a couple of new things in here that we're going to take a look at. So here's the Wazbomb Blastajet, and of course the Blitzbomber, Burner Bomber, and Blastajet. Not overly, you know, old, but not, you know, brand new either. So there's the profile of it. It's got this nice kind of like A10 kind of rear stabilizer section, maybe a little bit like the Cobra Rattler of back in the day. If you're from the 80s and you're familiar with that bad boy, that was a pretty neat little jet toy from back in the day. So here's the instructions. Basically, you know, it all starts right here. You got the 2 new pieces here that basically allow you to put different weapon mounts on the front facing forward, and then you got your different things on the end of the wingtips there. And then you got your options where you want to do stick bomb chucker, the custom force field, and then the smasher gun right here, which we're going to show you the rules for, and then your different options all in here. And then it's all super customizable, kind of basically depending on how you want to do it. And then there's the rules for them themselves. Now, we don't really dive into rules on here. When I show you, when the next video gets cut, which will be the rules for the Death from the Skies actual supplement, we go through and we do an unboxing, we do a general review. We don't show all the rules, we don't take time to do all the rules, because that's what our tips and tactics videos are more about, because we take the time to actually sit down, treat it like a college class, write some notes out, you know, and really get into it at that point. But, you know, when we get these things in our hot little hands, we want to unbox them quick for you guys so you can kind of see it, make that determination if you want to buy this, if this product is for you. And then we start, you know, talking about more and more things about the actual kits and the actual rules. So this, we don't really do it with the kits, but more with the rules. So there'll be more on this. There'll definitely be a video up on here with that. If it's not already up on there, it will be shortly. So that being said, here is the new upgrade sprue, and you can see it's got a lot of new juicy toys on it. You know, you got the smash-a-gun parts right here, some of the stuff, the fairings, the mid fuselage or mid-wing fairings there, some of the new intakes and things on the front, some of the assemblies for the back to make that new stabilizer kind of pattern, like the A10, I guess, and some of the new cockpit options, and fronts, of course, nose cap right there, and then the wingtip mounts. So, and then you have the rear little turret as well. So it's, you know, $10 for the sprue. It doesn't seem too bad when you figure the other 3 sprues normally cost you, you know, $50-$60. So I feel it value-wise, you're kind of all in at this point. If you haven't picked one of these jets up and you've been meaning to, you might as well spend the extra $10 and, you know, go hog wild on that one. So that's pretty much it for this, as far as I can tell. Our next video will be the new, the brand new Death from the Skies supplement. So make sure to check that one out as well.
Deleted scenes, bonus content, and all the interviews and post-game wrap-up videos can be located in the Hall of Veterans on thelongwar.net. Visit thelongwar.net today and try a week completely free with no strings attached. That's not all. Thelongwar.net is also your hobby resource for exclusive early access with an ad-free experience to all your favorite videos. Members of the Hall of Veterans gain early exclusive access to multiple hobby videos.